Welcome to this week's episode of the 100% Leicester Fan TV podcast. You might be listening on iTunes, you could be listening on SoundCloud, or you should perhaps be watching us on our YouTube channel, Leicester Fan TV. Hit the subscribe button on any platform that you are listening or watching us on. Right, I've got Phil up with me today. I'm going to chat a little bit about the Brighton game at the weekend just gone, as well as the fixture coming up at the weekend with the Blue Scousers. And we've got a few bits and bobs to discuss as well. So let's fire away first of all. Phil, how are you, mate?
I'm really good, Lee. How are you? Well, we're second in the league. Everybody's got to be happy, haven't they?
Mate, I can't believe we're second in the league still. It's just unreal. The form that we're in right now is just I can't even explain it. We are 17 goals to 1 on aggregate over the last few weeks. It's 9 of those goals.
Amazing.
Nine of those goals are obviously against Southampton. Jamie Vardy is 5 in 5. Phil, 5 in 5. Yeah. Is he on his run to break his own record?
Well, we thought when we won the league, we'd never do that again. We thought when Jamie Vardy broke that record, he'd never do that again. Maybe he is, chappers. I actually think he looks better than ever for Leicester. Do you?
He looks... Yeah. I think he looks better than he did when we won the Premier League. He looks more... he looks more deadly.
Yeah, he certainly is. His strike rate is certainly more deadly, isn't it? Because he's actually getting less chances now than before, but he is being, like you say, more deadly with them. He's not overcommitting himself on the runs. He's sticking to that main sort of half of the channel in their box, and he is running his little socks off in there. But he's not wasting his energy anymore, perhaps chasing completely lost causes when he doesn't need to. So he's being a bit more clever with it.
Vardy, he scored, I think, as it's his 12th Premier League goal of the season from the penalty spot to seal the 3 points. It was a VAR decision that counted it as towards him because obviously he missed the first one. Madders put it away on his birthday, and VAR came into play and gave basically Jamie Vardy another chance to put that away. So, like I say, he's 5 in 5. And here's an interesting stat for you, Phil. The person that broke Ruud van Nistelrooy's original record was Ruud van Nistelrooy. So is the person to break Jamie Vardy's record, in fact, going to be Jamie Vardy?
Well, do you know what, Lee? I mean, if you look at the games we've got coming up, I'm sure we'll touch on this later, but we've got Everton, we've got Watford, we've got Norwich, we've got Villa. That's the next 4 games, not particularly in the right order. He could score in every one of those 4, which could take him up to, nearly double figures on the trot.
Yeah. And there's always been a big argument about Jamie Vardy with other clubs, and that's that he's a one-season wonder. He's not a one-season wonder.
They said that 4 years ago, didn't they, Lee?
Yeah, he's not a one-season wonder because right now he's proving all of those wrong. And I can see him breaking his own record, I think he's going to get 24, 25. I think he'll probably break that easy.
I think it was the summer of 2000
Hey up.
I think it was the summer, Lee. I don't know what that was, Lee.
No,
the summer of 2017. He nearly went to Arsenal. I think that was the summer he nearly went. And I'm surprised, really, no other clubs came in big style for him because it's like gold dust having a proven Premier League striker. And, he could have slotted into any of the other so-called top 6 clubs. So I'm surprised more of them haven't had a bit more of a sniff at trying to prize him away from Leicester. But I think now he's going to be a lifer at Leicester.
Definitely. He's going to be... I think his career is at Leicester and nowhere else, to be honest. If anything, it'll probably be when he's 35 or something, 36, he'll probably have one season somewhere abroad, just like Wayne Rooney and all of them do, because they all do it. But I can just see him finishing practically at Leicester City, to be honest, Phil.
Yes, like you say, maybe a swan song last season somewhere like the MLS. Maybe you might fancy his time in LA or New York or something like that. Might suit his lifestyle. But
yeah,
hey,
one
he's here
big
for the next
payday,
couple of
Phil.
seasons.
Just one last big payday for him, really.
Yes, I mean, I think he's well looked after now at Leicester. I think he is top of the pay salary, and quite rightly too for a premium striker. But yeah, nobody would begrudge him that at the end. But hey, we're not there yet. We're still hoping he's going to break this record, take Leicester into Europe maybe, and who knows where.
Definitely. Willie, just a quick question. I'm sorry, listeners. I am going to let you know that Phil Holloway is older than me. Will he go down in history as the greatest Leicester striker ever?
Listen, there's been some top quality strikers at Leicester before. Obviously, you can go back to people like Gary Lineker. You know, thinking big names. There was some guy. There was like Arthur Chandler and Arthur Rowley, way before even my time. That is, Lee. But I think I've got to be honest. I think Jamie Vardy probably is already now the best ever striker for Leicester City. Now he's not got as many goals as some of those other ones, but he's won the Premier League with Leicester, and I think he scored over 20 goals that season. I think he has to win that title. For me, Lee, what about yourself?
Yeah, well, in my time, I mean, I'm a younger lad than you, mate. I'm not going to keep reminding everyone that. But
yeah, well, I mean, Lee, you've seen some rubbish down there in your years. I'm trying to think of decent top. I mean, we've had people like Nugent and Fryer and Steve Howard, but nothing up to legendary status. I mean, even
the biggest one for me, Phil, in my years was probably Emile Heskey, because he went to Liverpool and made a more of a name for himself with England and stuff. So that's probably the biggest success story in my years, would be Emile Heskey.
Yeah,
but, you compare him to Jamie Vardy.
Fair enough, but no, it's nothing. No. I mean, Emile Heskey was a more than decent player. Went for a big transfer at the time to Liverpool. Did well for England. Did well for Liverpool, but wasn't a goal machine. And obviously, a real great guy. Helped Leicester out in those dark days of administration. So, not got a bad word to say about Emile Heskey.
No,
but
met Emile a few times.
Same bracket.
Yeah, I've met Emile a few times. Met his brother a few times. It's just the Heskies that I hear stories about the Heskies going back in the day. So they are a Leicester known family. So they are. Emile's a legend. He'll always be a legend at the club, but I don't think he's in the same category as Jamie Vardy on terms of legends.
I agree. I think Jamie Vardy's, as he is, proving people wrong again this season. There's another chapter left in his story, isn't it? Yet they've talked about making a film. They're probably holding fire because
who knows?
It could end up being called up even for the Euros next season, next summer.
Yeah,
Lee, if he carries on like this, and Harry Kane, scores goal for England, but doesn't score many in the league, or if Vardy carries on in this form, why would you not have him just for that tournament alone?
And speaking of form, Phil, you spot on. We've got Watford, we've got Villa, we've got Norwich. These fixtures are all doable, and to be quite honest with you, they're all teams that I think Vardy will probably fancy his chances of putting at least 2 goals away in each.
Well, Lee, I'm going to say it could be. I'm going to say it should be 4 wins on the spin for Leicester now, with Vardy on fire, getting goals in them all. Yeah,
I agree, mate. I'm excited. This is not the normal Leicester City that I've grew up with, and it's just amazing. I walk around and I see the kids now of Leicester wearing Leicester tops and not Man United tops. I grew up and everyone was Man United fans around here, Liverpool fans. To see the amount of blue around our own city finally come back is something. It's brilliant. I just love to see it. I know it's because obviously we're doing a lot better now, and that's what happens. At the end of the day, the better a club is, the more fans they generate. That's just standard. But it's just nice to see more Leicester fans, more and more and more as we go. Now moving on to the fixture, Phil, at Everton at the weekend. I'm assuming you're going to be at the King Power Stadium as well.
Yes, I'll be down there, chappers. Hopefully meeting up with you and all the other guys.
Yeah, do you fancy Everton?
I fancy us beating Everton.
Well, that's what I mean. Do you fancy us?
Well, yeah. I mean, as we go recording this, Lee, Silva is still in charge of Everton,
Correct,
isn't he?
yeah.
He's not gone, and I hope to goodness he stays there because they are in one hell of a mess.
Yes.
The fans don't want him. They're booing him.
Yeah.
They don't want Silva there. But the irony is, because I think the directors there have pretty much come clean and said that they'd get rid of him, but they've got nobody to bring in.
They're in a relegation battle, Phil. That's the thing. I think they're 15th, or is it 16th? They're 16th. They're 16th in the table. They have a win-loss, draw, win-loss form of last 5. So 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. 14 points, half of what Leicester have on 29. And we're now on a 5-win bounce. We have conceded the least amount in the league. We look the most threatening as well, with a 31 goals scored now. As I touched on a minute ago, 17-1 in a few weeks is a crazy stat, to say the least. Previous history with Leicester and Everton, Phil, 6 wins to 8 losses and 13 draws between the pair. So they do have the better history, and history does mean a lot, Phil. I've discussed this before, like the Man United, for instance, at Old Trafford. Even though we were a better side than them, I think, this season, we still lost at Old Trafford based on history alone. Can they still upset us here, Phil?
They shouldn't, Lee. They shouldn't. But you can't take anything for granted. Everton, sometimes a wounded animal is at its most vicious, and Everton could come to Leicester, like we've seen before. It's always an interesting game against Everton.
In 2018,
so a lot of 2-2 draws.
Yeah, 2018, Phil. They did the double honours, I believe, in 2018. It was Wednesday, the 31st of Jan. They beat us 2-1 at Goodison, and also beat us 2-1 here at home on October the 6th of 2018. So they have done the double honours in a calendar year. But we have beat them on the last meeting, which was 2019, 1st of Jan. If you remember that one, New Year's Day. We won away 1-0. And like I say, I think we're going to beat them, Phil. They're in a struggle. They're in a mess. The fans aren't too happy with Silva being there. I'm hoping that Silva keeps his job until at least Monday. I think we will get the win. My score prediction, Phil, for that, I'm going to go again. Now I've been right on the score predictions for a couple of weeks now, Phil. I'm going to go with a 2-0. I'm going to go for a James Maddison, because he wants his goal coming back from being VAR'd out, and Vardy as well. Maddison and Vardy again, 2-0. Yourself?
Yeah, I think. Well, I fancy this for a 3-1, but I'm not sure if they're going to get the 1, Lee. But I'm going to stick with it and go 3-1. I think, Lee, some of the differences 3 years ago in the 15-16 when we won the title, the club, everybody, we were sat here in late November, early December going, oh, this is just a daydream. It will never last, But now I'm sat here going, no, look, this is now the second time in 3 years we're in this position. Last time we were the hunted. This time we're the hunter. So yeah, I think that's how it is. We're in this race. We're second. We certainly look like we're part of that top 4 this season. The players are possibly better than the title-winning season. I really, really fancy this against Everton, Lee. I really do.
I do too, mate. Maddison said in an interview that he wants Leicester to just keep pushing on now, which is great to hear, because Brendan Rodgers doesn't want to go. He just doesn't want to comment too much about title race just yet. But it's nice to see that some of the players are coming out. Oh, that I've just dropped something. It's nice to see some of the players coming out with comments and their ideas that they want to keep pushing. It's just good to hear.
Well, Lee, what I like to see the other day. You've obviously seen the photos of them in Copenhagen again in fancy dress.
Yeah. Which I was going to bring up, Phil, but carry on.
Well, sorry, Lee. I don't know what you're going to talk about. It's normally nonsense, man.
No, but you're right.
But that was that was just like the Premier League winning season, and the same venue, the same type of fancy dress. I think there's a lot of psychological reason why they've done that, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's almost eclipsing the year, isn't it? We've got Vardy on the bounce, back-to-back consecutive goals to games, and we've got the lads going out to Copenhagen in fancy dress. It's everything that happened in the 2015-16 season. It's everything that happened.
It's like history is starting to repeat itself again. Like I say, just this time, I think we're actually on more points than we were that season as well. The difference this year is Liverpool are on that amazing run from last season and this season. But I've just got this feeling that at some point
they're going to slip.
They're going to hit. Yeah, they're going to slip.
They're going to have a Slippy G moment, a Slippy Gerrard moment again.
Let's hope so.
Look, historically, Premier League right now, in the last few years, Leicester are the ones that have won it, and Liverpool haven't. I know you don't write Liverpool off. They are an amazing side, probably the best in the league right now, but they got away with one against us, Phil. They got away with one. The last minute, they got away with it big time. We should have just took a draw from that. And all it's going to take is for Leicester to upset them here at the King Power. I don't even feel like that is an upset, Phil. I think that is a game we can win. It's a King Power Stadium. We're on fire. Why can't we take them here at home? And if that happens, and Man City beat them, there's the slip. It's possible, Phil. It's possible.
It is. I think, like you say, we've got 4 fairly steady ties, and then we've got Man City, we've got Liverpool. Let's see where we are just before that Liverpool game, isn't it? If we can get picked up maybe 10 or 12 points from these next 4 games, then we go to Man City. We've done okay there. There's no reason we couldn't be fancying a draw there, maybe. And then Liverpool on Boxing Day. Wow, that's going to be a Bobby Dazzler.
Bobby Dazzler.
Bobby Dazzler.
In other news, there is a draw being announced soon. Is it the FA Cup draw for December the 2nd? I believe.
Yeah.
So we've got the FA Cup draw to do, which I believe, Phil, you'll probably cover that maybe on the YouTube channel, or...
Yeah, we'll be covering that draw. And obviously we've got Everton in the League Cup not too far away as well coming up.
Okay, just one thing to bring up, and that is Who Knows Wins. Who Knows Wins is an app where you can bet amongst your friends in a safe environment. And Phil, you've hit up with the new league this week. Tell me some of the fixtures, some of the teams that you think are going to win this week, or do you not want to give your results?
Well, listen, Lee, I'm not going to give too many away because I'm on a bit of a losing streak. The fans keep beating me, and I know you had a bit of a decent win a couple of weeks ago in it, but it's £5 to enter. We share the pot; just gets shared by whoever enters between us. We have a first, second, third, fourth. I think we can go down to a fifth. So there's a good chance of people winning at least their money back and maybe one of the bigger pots. I've chucked in a few different teams this week, Lee. Again, obviously we'll have got Leicester in there. There's quite a few games on Sunday. And I've also chucked in Derby and Forest, a bit of local rivalry.
No, you've not.
Yeah, I think Derby have got Cardiff and Forest are playing, I don't know, Fleetwood United or some. They're down in one of these low leagues, chappers.
Yeah, it's
Forest
like
Derby.
No one cares, do they really, in the Midlands? No one cares.
The Midland Central League, isn't it, they play in or something?
Banter FC.
Rubbish. Still, they were good in the 70s, those two teams.
Yeah, about 40 years ago, Phil. You're right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what joy it is to be a Leicester fan.
Oh, what
around
joy.
This time of year when you bump into I've got Derby and Forest relatives, chappers, so it's great.
It's not a coincidence that we've got King written on our shirts. We are kings of the Midlands, aren't we?
Well, maybe Kings of England.
You might have noticed I'm not actually... the guys that are watching on YouTube, you might have noticed that I'm not wearing the King Power top. I'm actually wearing the old... it's Gary Lineker's top from is it the late 80s, Phil? The Ind Coupe.
No, I would say it's about 83, 84, that shirt, chappers.
Okay,
yeah, it's very nice. I've got the green version of that, which everybody loves the green version, but it was the most unlucky shirt, I think, in our history. We never won a game in it, in the green one. But the blue one, very nice.
Our pals from Free Retro sent this to me. Sent Phil a nice jacket, I believe, and Jamie a top as well, from Alcudia, the Fox's Arms, that is. So check Free Retro out. Have a look. I'll drop them in the description of the video. So yeah, have a look at them, guys. They sell more than just Leicester stuff. They sell all sorts of stuff. If you've got a friend that is a Derby fan.
One that's from the 70s logo.
Exactly. That's why I'm sending them to the retro store, mate.
Yeah. Very good.
Dear. Right, that's it. We're done for time. Thank you for Phil for coming on. Thanks to Who Knows Wins for sponsoring the podcast. And make sure to hit the subscribe button and follow us at 100 LCFC on Facebook, and follow us anywhere else, and that's Instagram and Twitter. You can also follow our website, Leicester Fan TV. Punch that in, you'll find us at leicesterfantv.com. All our content is on there as well. Thank you very much. I'll see you at the King Power Stadium. If anyone wants to meet us up at the Blues Bar for a pre or post match chat, we're going to do some pre and post videos. Phil will be there with some of the other lads as well that help out with the content, and we'll see you soon.